listeners. This is Philosophy Talk on Lasso Radio 95.7 FM, your solidly unique campus radio. I am your host, Aminat Babatunde, alongside my co-host. This is a show where we discuss societal issues and delve into their philosophical concepts and explaining it in a very, clarified way. So today we're going to be talking on the concept of reincarnation. So yeah, what do you think about reincarnation when you hear reincarnation?
When actually I had to go back to my system, like something like that. And reincarnation is in the Latin word entering the flesh again. It's basically a concept that actually tells us that when a soul dies, or when a person dies, they actually have that ability to actually come back, probably to fulfill a life that they were unable to,
Mm,
or karmic justice. That's
okay,
karma. So
okay.
it's believed according to certain traditions that if there are actually certain things that you've actually done in your previous life,
Hmm.
then, and you die without receiving due punishment for that.
Hmm.
The punishment will be to come back into this life again,
To
to actually come
receive
and
the
receive that
punishment.
punishment for that life. I mean, like,
Okay.
it's a very, very funny concept. But, I mean, like, but the most important thing you have to understand is across different civilizations, people across different continents, like each of these places, there are elements of reincarnation in it. So it actually begs the question that is it just mere fiction? Because why are we having people from different civilizations, different continents,
You have your own idea and
and they
concept of
all
what
have that
reincarnation
idea of
is.
reincarnation? Is it that
Okay.
we humans are trying to just justify that fact that death is not an end, or it is
Uh-huh.
rooted in certain metaphysical history?
Okay. Okay. So we have a guest on the show today. Hi, Toby.
Hey guys, good afternoon.
It's nice to have you here.
Uh,
So
nice to be here.
we're talking on reincarnation. What do you have to say? What do you think? When you hear reincarnation, what comes to mind?
Mm, it's a pretty interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
Like people die and come back to life. Me personally, like I have this belief that when somebody passes away, like we're all connected. It's a holistic concept, right? Like
Okay.
holisticism in the sense that
Yeah. Continuity. Somehow.
yeah, like
Mhm.
the physical and the spiritual are connected, right? And I'm thinking in the literal or in the metaphorical sense of things, like people that pass on, they leave you with something, like
Mm.
a piece of themselves. I'm not even looking at it from like an individual standpoint. Like I'm looking at it from like a communal standpoint, right? Like, cause I had this friend. Can I get
Do
personal?
not tell me the person
can I
reincarnated.
can I have no 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 they didn't right.
Okay.
But like um they passed away.
Okay.
And I found myself doing things that this person used to do.
Mm.
A piece of that person is inside of me. Like
Mm.
it didn't leave.
Mm.
Do you get that? So
Do you think that's reincarnation? Do you think that's what reincarnation is?
okay, so like from what Excel said,
Yeah,
I guess that's no one.
yeah. I mean, like
I guess
you
that's
actually
no
tell me
one.
now that
Yeah.
somebody died and
Mm,
they left residue of themselves.
Mm.
yeah.
Like, do you not want to think it is just based on that close affinity that you're actually
Mm.
portraying their behavior?
Yeah.
Mm,
Like, the person has actually rubbed off on you
Mm.
before they passed away. It's just influence, and it even happens among
And
the living.
I really do think that can be explained by, like, psychology can explain that.
Behavioral
But when we're talking about reincarnation,
mm.
psychology cannot,
cannot
there's
explain.
no
Yeah,
rational
yeah.
explanation or
Not
evidence
So
of it.
we're talking like Abiku, all these,
Yeah,
yeah,
that kind of
Tumba
you
thing.
know,
or Obanje even in Igbo.
it's traditional, it's
Okay.
African, and we hold so much to this metaphysical concepts. Unlike the whites that would say, okay, if you cannot rationally claim this, or if there's no evidence for this, like a rational evidence, then
Mm,
it's it's a no thing. Here in Africa, we really subscribe to the metaphysical concepts, and I think that's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, to a
mm.
very large extent. Because if you look at, are you a lover of movies?
I mean, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I
there's
was
this
was
very popular movie at some point, Alchemy of Souls.
Oh
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, so they talk
I
about
love
the
it.
transmigration of souls. Also, if we actually look at it from a philosophical lens,
Mm,
philosophical point of view, we
Hmm.
have um, we have Plato who actually talked about the world of a world where we existed before coming into this world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about how learning in this world is just remembering what you actually know in
Mm-hmm.
your previous world.
What your soul,
Yes,
yeah,
knows
Mm,
in your
in your
previous
previous
world.
world, yeah.
And
wow.
also, we have Pythagoras in his theory of Ophism. He
Mm-hmm.
actually talked about how souls can be locked,
The
how the body is
trap.
just a prison for the
Yeah.
For the
soul,
soul, yeah.
and how the soul existed and is sent into a body. And
Mm-hmm.
by theory of Ophism, you are not even allowed to eat flesh because it is believed that the soul of a late one, of probably your father or
Mm-hmm.
grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
might have actually transmigrated into that soul of into that body
Even
of the
animals,
animals. Yes. So
exactly.
reincarnation
Mm,
is not even limited to that soul shifting without entering into the flesh of human body alone,
Mm-hmm.
but animal body also.
Mm-hmm.
So and now this theory of samsara by the Buddhists has
yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah.
affirmed
I was
this.
about
This
to say
theory of
that.
Ophism from Western civilization has also affirmed this. And if you look at Africa, we have Ogbanji concept in Igbo. And even in Igbo land, they will even go as far as to give that child a mark. And
Mm.
when they are giving birth to that child again, it will come back with that mark on
That
that
same
same
mark.
spot.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So I feel like it is not even just a mere fiction at this point because
Mm.
it is rooted in logic. It is rooted in
Mm-hmm.
it might not be rooted in logic, but it is
It's
rooted
rooted
in
in
evidence.
metaphysical
Yes,
and all of these
yeah.
things.
So they are actually substantial evidence backing up this fact that okay, this thing
Mm-hmm.
actually exists and
Mm,
it's not just mere
Yeah.
fiction.
And I think from what you said, for example, if a child is born into a family and the person ends up like probably it's an abiku, someone that dies, and then they have to give that child a mark. If we look into what a reincarnation is, it's always like in the same lineage or the same family. So what you said just kind of hit into that,
Yes,
that
actually,
they return back
back
into the
into that
family where
same
they left from.
yes,
And
because there's
okay,
also like in Africa, there's like a grounding on um reincarnation being the return of ancestors to that same family lineage for protecting the descendants
and
to actually
moral
help them, yes,
continuity.
for
yeah.
moral continuity, yes.
Like the way they do it in like all these Korean mangas. You guys don't read those. Uh,
I have no,
Recently,
I have no idea.
but
I
it's,
mean, like,
it's given it's given like Hinduism and
Hinduism,
Buddhism.
yes,
yes,
I
they
mean,
do.
So
I,
like so
They
like
do have.
it's not just an African
It's
concept
not.
then.
yeah,
It's not.
I made mention of this earlier when I
Okay.
was talking, like, the intro, like, there's no way we are going to consider it fiction because I've seen people across different civilizations, different continents, like, we're
Hmm.
separated by so many
I don't think
waters
I
above the
agree
earth.
with that. You said there's no how I'm going to consider that fiction.
Yes,
It could be. It could be. I mean, the same idea we have here. They could have the same idea.
made
It
of
doesn't.
fiction across different
It, yeah.
continents.
I mean, we have myths, right?
Yeah,
We all have our individual myths.
yes.
So what if they are fictions?
I mean, like, this one is rooted, like, it spreads across different sects of
You know,
people.
I think it's still metaphysical,
Yes,
even though
everybody like it too.
yeah, it's still metaphysical.
But it
So
is, I don't want to actually
What
support the
what
idea that
is
it is just fiction.
what is what is metaphysical about it?
I mean, something that you cannot. There's no.
It's not rooted in
There's no
scientific
scientific
evidence.
evidence for it.
Yes.
So how is it like believed like by a large amount of people? Like what do they have to hold on to this?
What do they have? I think it's about. It's actually a question I'm planning to ask you, but we might
Alright.
as well discuss this.
Yeah, yeah,
Alright.
like
I
okay.
plan to ask you the question, but we might as well
Uh,
discuss this. I do think that we are like we are individuals, right? But we have our different societies, and we have these occurrences in different societies. I mean,
Okay.
when we're talking about reincarnation, it's not just Africa;
Yeah.
it will be in other places as well. And
mm,
Buddhism,
I mean,
Hinduism,
so it's just like an
civilization.
explanation of these occurrences.
Yeah.
And
so
another thing I want us to take note of is that we don't even think about it the same way. The way we think of reincarnation in Africa
Africa
is
is
very
distinct.
different from the way they think about it in Hinduism, Buddhism.
mm,
Yeah, so
yeah, yeah. Because I was actually reading on like on Hinduism, right?
Yes.
did you want to
And
share?
like yeah, yeah, sure. And like it's rooted in karma.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
if if you you're missed out on your punishment,
You're coming back for
you're
it.
coming back for it. Like
I actually highlighted a couple of problems that actually associated with reincarnation. And I've talked about the samsara concept associated with the Indians. I've talked about Ophism and Plato's of
Plato, yeah.
Pythagoras theory,
Yeah.
and I've talked about the magic concept in Igbo land. I've also talked about the African Aksara concept in Yoruba land. So actually, I highlighted a couple of problems that actually spread across this concept of reincarnation across
Hmm.
different states of the person. And the first one I wrote here is the paradox of personal identity.
Hmm.
Now, if a
Yeah.
person, if a soul, let's attach personhood to soul.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, let's do that. Let's do it.
Alright, so if personhood is a soul in this,
No, I think we should explain that first
Okay, what's
alright,
for
personhood?
people that they
yes,
might not
for
What
have
our
is
listeners,
what
yes,
is personhood?
personhood is that exact thing that actually makes you
a
human.
person. What makes you a
What
person?
makes you a person? What makes you human?
In an
Mm-hmm.
individual sense.
Yes, what
Yeah.
actually gives you that self-awareness that I am human.
Okay.
So if we actually to look at that concept, we have the bodily continuity argument, and that's where they talk about. We have philosopher Bernard Williams. He
Okay.
actually told us that our identity is tied to our physical bodies.
Okay.
So the very moment that particular body dies, that identity actually dies. So if that soul is coming back, he's not coming back as that same person that he was. He's coming as a new person.
Mm.
So what would you actually be your take on this?
It's giving Professor Anile.
Oh, no, 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 no. I do think that there is actually an explanation for this in the African philosophical sense.
For that
So, in the African philosophical sense,
okay?
they are not saying that if a person dies and the person is coming back, you're coming back as that person as a whole, like that same person. It
Okay?
could be the character of that person. It could be a particular trait of that person that the new person in habit or
Yeah.
yeah. So it's not like you're coming back as a whole person.
So where do we actually draw the line? Like, what's that objective standard we can actually use
Wh-
to measure it?
where we draw the line here would be that it's still tied to the concept of personhood. Now, in traditional African traditional sense, they'll tell you that to attain personhood, you have to have participated in, this moral community of a thing. They really value this moral sense of being a community. So for you to be called a person in the traditional African sense, you have to have, you have to participate in this thing for you to achieve personhood. So I do believe that if a person dies and they're coming back, like be reincarnated, that does not make them a person yet. They are just an individual
Yeah,
until they are able to participate and have this moral things.
yes, in the community. I
Yeah,
think to
because
actually establish that in Western culture, I
Mhm.
would use John Locke when he actually put the idea of the mind of a child at birth is a tabula
Tabula
rasa, and
rasa.
that's a clean slate. So, according to John Locke, he actually believe that when a child is being born, the child does not have an awareness of any existing world. The
Mm.
mind is a clean slate. So, everything the child would ever become, the child attainment of personal of personhood would actually be based on the kind of things they
Experiences
actually
and
experience
yeah,
and their sense, yes,
empiricism.
their sense connection with their environment.
so like
Mm-hmm.
A
as
lot
they
of
live, their experiences like teach them and
yeah
like
now shapes into the kind of person you actually become. So
mm,
this I think this idea would actually refute that idea of reincarnation in its true sense,
Okay.
as you are bringing characters from your previous life.
because some people believe like once they die,
Um,
like they lose like
they lose.
they lose their life, like
I
they ain't
think this
themselves
this
anymore.
is one of the problems that comes with reincarnation,
Yeah.
and I do want you to know that what we hold on to in Africa, it's entirely different from what the Western belief is.
What's that?
Do you understand? It's actually very different. Just like the example that I gave, the traditional man will tell you that okay, this is how reincarnation works. You don't
Okay,
attain personhood, but you see from your explanation,
okay.
um, John, I mean
John Locke.
John Locke is saying something else entirely. And I
Okay.
do think that what he's saying is not rooted in what our own experiences as Africans. He's saying it's based on the westernized idea that he has as a Western person.
Okay.
So I don't think that I should gauge it in the strict sense
Okay.
of,
I
that
mean,
it's faulty.
I don't know how I feel about this being like a regional subject. Like for some cultures, reincarnation works,
Mm-hmm,
another culture it doesn't work. Like,
mm-hmm,
why can't it just be across every culture?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Because we are different people.
mm-hmm,
This is
exactly.
okay. Let me actually put a problem here. If the mother gives birth to twins, and probably we used to have concept like Babatunde in the
I
Yoruba land.
I am a
Yeah.
Babatunde over here.
Yeah,
Uh,
Babatunde Amina. Yeah, so I think you also said that
twice
this.
born.
Yeah, but okay, if you have a concept of the mother giving birth to twins, and probably her father passed away before the birth of the twins. Naturally, if it's a child, they can naturally name the child Babatunde.
Mm.
Yeah, but now we're having twins. And both of them were growing up. Both of them actually have like similar traits to the father that went. Who would we actually say among the twins reincarnated
As the father.
as?
um,
Mm.
it could be the two of them. I mean, they shared the same.
So
What do you
one
call
soul will split into two.
it's about character. Remember,
Mm,
we're not saying it's a person. We're not just saying
mm.
it's a person. We're saying the character. We're saying traits.
That
You can
influence
have a
you.
trait that I have, but let's not try to tie reincarnation as something that is. that messy, so
Mhm.
messy. You see a person, right? But I'm just trying to say here that since it's just about one's character or a particular trait of someone that died that is in that other person, it could just be the two of them. I mean,
Well, by the definition we give at conception, we said incarnation is entering the flesh. Like that soul actually coming back through that lineage or through that an ancestor actually come back. So like I feel like in that this kind of context, we
hmm
do not know who the ancestor is in between both persons.
Yeah,
are,
because like, how is
are you
one person supposed to
okay?
split into
Are
two?
you picturing it like I wouldn't say that transmigration of soul, like someone's soul actually entered someone's body.
Okay,
That's supposed to be
so how do you
according to
see it then?
science.
I think I'm just viewing it as a part of someone,
Okay,
probably a trait of someone or a character of someone. Like, for example, if there's person A and there's person B.
okay,
So if someone dies and then the person wants to reincarnate, I just think that the part of the person, maybe a character of the person is in that other person. And that's what shows that, oh, this person has the character of this person that
But
died.
that can actually be explained psychologically based on behavioral genetics and all of that.
I think it has more depth to it. When it's about psychology, I think that would have to do with brain, like your brain and all of those things.
Like
But I think when
hmm.
it's African
some
tradition,
behaviors are actually genetically passed on.
hmm
You're in
So
the
I think that
DNA.
that actually gives like proper
Yeah,
explanation.
but
no,
like,
I,
okay,
there's
okay. Can
okay,
I
please
like,
go ahead.
because we've been discussing this from a very empirical standpoint. Like,
hmm
what about spiritualism?
What about spiritualism?
Yeah,
Do you want to clarify that? Yes.
like, okay, we've been talking about science is psychology this, behavior that, and I understand like, okay, speaking from spiritual aspect, some people might not credit it as factual. Like, okay, we're in Africa, where this is a big part of our culture. So, like, if we want to clarify what that reincarnation is, I feel like we need to touch brass on that.
Or spiritualism.
Yeah, to really
Um,
understand the concept,
I
like,
think
of the culture.
we will start from there after this break. We'll go on a short break
Yeah.
and we'll be right back.
Well,
Who's coming in?
Yeah.
Pardon me. Oníṣẹ́ ẹ̀ tí ẹ lò
Welcome back.
tí ẹ lò náà náà kò sí ọ̀nà àṣìlẹ̀ ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ bọ̀kùtù èmi náà ti ń béèrè pé kílódé tó ní àkókò ayé náà ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ láìpẹ́ náà. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes. Welcome back. We're still tuning. We're still on Last Radio 95.7 FM, solidly unique campus radio. We're still talking on the concept of reincarnation. Like, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I actually want to ask you a couple of personal questions. Okay, I should try to understand how your mind works. If the concept of reincarnation is real, if it is established, would you want to come back?
Hmm.
hmm, hmm,
Why are we sighing together?
that is.
Let me do my own. Hmm.
um, the world is a beautiful place. There's so much to see, so much to do. But if I have fulfilled what I am here to do, well, I don't want to take up loans.
Oh, he said he doesn't want to take up room.
Right? I don't know, but I don't think you can actually achieve everything you want to achieve in life.
Why do you think so?
Yes, there will
I
always be
mean,
more to
some
achieve.
people are not that ambitious. Some people, no. I,
Excuse
see,
We like to
me.
just about something about
someone once asked me a question. I think was it 3 weeks ago. He said, if you are able to achieve everything you want to achieve in your life, everything in your life within 3 years, would you want to die by then? Like, do you want
life
to
will give
die?
you you set new ambitions. That's why we are human. Like you never stop learning,
hmm
I
and
mean, he
the
has a
more
point.
you learn, like the more you want to
Yeah.
aspire more, you want to become
Mm.
more.
hmm
So if you are talking about ambition, you can never actually achieve
By
everything
hmm
you want to.
by
So,
nature, human beings are insatiable
Like
creatures.
so
you,
do you think there's no one that is actually saying, okay, if I've achieved this, I'm going. Like I don't
for
have a
for a
reason to
period
come
of
back.
time, for a period of time, you might feel very fulfilled. Trust me, like stay like a year in that kind of position. Not to aim for something better.
It's
Mm.
not like you don't have them. It's a different thing. I think this is good. It's a different thing for you to say that you already achieved a milestone and then you want to achieve another milestone. But it's another thing entirely to say, okay, you've reached a level where everything you feel you want to do, like what comes with your purpose and everything, you've gotten to a stage where you think you are fulfilled.
Why do you think
So
people
I
used to
think,
set vision board at the beginning of every year?
I, I got a question though. Like
okay,
if I'm coming back,
Mm.
if I'm coming back, am I coming back with memories of my previous
I
life?
mean, I should be asking you that.
do you want to come
Okay,
back
do you
with
want to
it?
go back to normal life?
If I
Past life.
have memories of my past life, I mean, then that's like an
That's the thing.
advantage.
Yeah.
So how do you want to feel now if you're actually remembering that you were Baba Elemo like some years ago and now you're here again?
As myself right now,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would be dope because then I would have some experience
Mm-hmm.
on like some things won't be new to me.
Yeah.
What difference does it make?
It does make a difference.
I won't make
I,
some.
I never said it does not.
I won't make
Oh,
some mistakes that I made. I feel
exactly.
right
Like, okay, this is actually
when it
also the
comes
problem of
Exactly.
determinism
when
and
it
free will.
when it comes to bagging chicks, like maybe I won't make certain
Sometimes
mistakes.
mistakes.
Exactly. That was what I thought of as well when you said
Yeah.
that mistakes.
Mm.
You get to learn from it.
Okay, so another question I want to ask is if karma actually exists, because when we talk about incarnation, we actually highlighted the option of how some persons believe that if you actually come to this life again, you're coming because you are coming to suffer for some certain injustice that have
That
actually
you,
committed in your
yeah.
previous life. Alright, so if karma actually exists in that sense, do you think punishment is still just since nature would still suffer you and make you come back to come and suffer yourself? Like, do you think it should actually
You
imprison people?
I mean,
Is it just
come again.
karma has a good and bad side to it. Right?
like
Mm-hmm.
if the concept of karma, if the concept of reincarnation is established,
Mm-hmm.
and we are looking at it from that karmic justice
Mm-hmm.
perspective, whereby nature will actually still bring you back to come and suffer for every of those what you have offended.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this problem of reincarnation is actually used by theodicy arguments to actually explain the problem of evil
Mm.
in medieval philosophy, when they talk about how nobody's
Oh,
truly
oh, oh,
innocent.
yeah, yeah. I think I
Yeah,
remember
so I
that.
think for a person like Aquinas, I actually believe that the only reason why we feel like why bad things happen to good people is because nobody is truly innocent. So you are
Mm-hmm.
actually come back to this life to actually suffer for what you have done in your past
Past
life.
life.
And that's why I feel like I'm good in this life. Why is bad thing happening to me? Because you were once a
There
bad
was.
person, and now you have to go through it. You understand? So if karma actually exists in that sense,
Mm.
do you think the concept of punishment by law is just
I think it's a different thing entirely.
okay?
When we're talking about law, law is strictly law.
Mm-hmm.
When we're talking about karma, karma is it's kind of metaphysical. It's something that is beyond us. If it
Okay.
happens, it happens according to what it's metaphysically ordained.
Mm-hmm.
Punishment is it is law governed, like
So,
a society just to keep something in order. So I don't think it affects each
so
other.
like for you,
Yeah,
the
it
concept of
doesn't.
how about Toby? I
Hmm.
seriously hope you call the about Sunday because it's your belief in incarnation.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
our
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Oh, for real. Oh,
And then I'll call you Sunday.
I mean, nobody likes to suffer. So, but at the end of the day, right? The life is about going through the consequences of your actions.
Mm,
So let's try to be a good person,
mm,
really.
yeah,
And if you're going to have to sit through the punishment and
Mm-hmm.
see it through, because you said now you give person like now you wicked person, okay,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So is that a final end or just a mere transition?
it's fine now. It's fine now to me.
I don't think we know the.
Annihilation. I mean, let's all go.
I don't think we have the answer to that question.
No, like this
Really?
is my own
I
perspective.
think I would actually
This
yeah.
is my own perspective.
So for you that's it. That
That
was it.
That's
yeah,
I
that
don't know.
it's fine now.
So you're not coming back to
I
because you
don't.
never forgot anything.
I mean, okay. Yeah, I think I had a very nice time. This
Very
is
very
so
nice.
interesting,
I want to actually discuss this some other time.
and it's a conversation I would love for us to continue,
Yes.
but would have to.
Yeah, outlines are available, YouTube is available for recommend. You can actually just reach out
Yeah,
in the
you can
comment section.
exactly.
We'll be
And
updates on time.
Toby, you want to?
Yeah, I'm an artist, so like you guys can check me out on Twitter on scene underscore SRS and on Instagram on scene underscore SERE.
Okay.
Hmm.
Alright.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you
It's
for
very good
It's
to
coming.
know
great.
you.
It's great being here.
So this is where we call it wrap today. My name is Zamina Babatende. Thank you so much for joining us.
I know my
Um,
most humble self, Adamson Jude, also known as
our
I
very
survived.
our very own Abiko.
Who is Abiku?
You know.
I'm
No.
not an Abiku. Oh,
Adadi,
stop it. What are you
no,
talking?
Adadi is Aksum,
I
but not
mean,
Abiku.
I
Oh,
am
okay.
not.